Hi. So today is, excuse me, day 63 of my weight loss journey and my journey to take back my health. And I was really tired, so I had to go ahead and go to sleep. And it's really early the next morning, so I try to do that. It's really not the greatest idea to do it at the end of the day because I'm tired. I'm recovering from my shoulder surgery, as many of you know if you've seen my other videos, and I'm in quite a lot of pain lately. Um, I'm sorry I'm in my nightgown again, but I have 5 of these. They're so comfortable. I always loved them, but now they're especially important because they're so stretchy, and they're so soft, so they're not really hurting my incision. And, I wish I was doing better, but this is where I'm at. And again, that's the point of my videos. You don't have to wait till Monday or the beginning of the year or till summer starts or whatever. All the excuses that we make to put off taking care of our health and doing the hard work to really lose weight and be healthy. There's always going to be a reason to postpone it. So I decided, I'm just not going to do that anymore. So, unfortunately, this is where I'm at right now. I just, some days are better than others. This is like at the tail end of my healing. I still have another 3.5 weeks of restrictions. And now I'm understanding the restrictions because I get stronger and I feel better. And then I'm like, just jump back into things and like, oh, that pain is excruciating because I'm just driving too much now and doing too much stuff. And I'm in pretty severe pain most of the time. And I go to physical therapy. Excuse me, I brought that out to him and he said, you really got to take it easy because it's painful. I mean, not that I had a choice, but it's a painful surgery. It's like as they keep telling me, it's major surgery when you get your bones operated on. That's not minor surgery. And I guess so. So I had a massive bone spur, according to my surgeon. He actually called it a monster bone spur and a completely ruptured rotator cuff. So I was already kind of out of commission for a year before that with that injury, 2 rounds of physical therapy. I mean, when I first, realized I did it, it was already partially torn, but I just tore it the rest of the way. I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what it was. It just was incredibly painful. And I thought I lost the movement because of the pain. Excuse me. So it took me 3 months just to realize I wasn't going to get better and I needed to see a doctor. So I suffered through it. I tried to suck it up and walk it off for 3 months of some pretty bad pain. After 3 months, it finally dawned on me this isn't working. So then I had to, excuse me, make an appointment and wait another 90 days for the appointment with the specialist, with the surgeon, orthopedic surgeon. So then I had to go through 2 rounds of physical therapy. And after that, I had the surgery scheduled and then surprise gallbladder surgery. And just when I got better from that and I was trying to schedule my shoulder surgery, then I had a mammogram, found a lump, thank goodness not cancerous, and had to do surgery for that because it wasn't close to the skin. So that was a minor surgery. That wasn't a big deal. And then my shoulder surgery finally. So I've just been through a lot. And I don't think I actually got the chance to get my strength back between my surgeries. I really don't. It's like just 3 in a row. As soon as I was like off restrictions, it would be scheduled. So I don't think I ever got my strength back. So I'm starting pretty low. So I have days I can't get dressed. I actually have to go to physical therapy later, but as I said, it's kind of early because I was just so tired last night. I just came home and went to sleep, and I didn't wake up until like 3 or 4 in the morning, and then I tried to go back to sleep. So anyway, that is the reason for my appearance. Quite a few weeks after surgery, I'm getting dressed most days, so that's a start. This is not every day anymore like it used to be. But, and I'm embarrassed. It's of course I'm, making these videos for just anybody to see. And yeah, I wish I could look my best. I wish I could look better, but I don't want to give up on this journey because it's helping me. I mean, I hope it helps other people. My motivation is to make the type of videos that I wish were there for me because I have yet to see it. I see a lot of videos of people that are promising this dramatic weight loss with some supplements or a protein powder or they just show a transformational video. Okay, this is me before and this is me now. And I'm always thinking, well, what exactly did they eat? They always say low carb or did Weight Watchers, but I don't know. It would have been helpful for me to know what did you eat Monday and Tuesday? What did you eat so I thought I would do that because this is what I needed. And it's actually helping me too. Sometimes when I get a little discouraged or I feel like, what am I going to eat? I go back and look at my earlier videos and I do get ideas because you forget. So it's helpful to me. I hope it's helpful to other people. And I think that it's good to have a record because I mean, it's just, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a day by day guide of what to eat for people that are having results. I mean, it was a surprise because I set out to lose 100 pounds. And after 30 days, I had lost 5 pounds and it reversed my prediabetes with only 5 pound loss in only 30 days. That shocked me. That's after struggling with that prediabetes diagnosis for 10 years, for an entire decade. I tried Atkins, I tried Weight Watchers, I tried the carbohydrate addicts diet. I tried so many different things and it didn't budge. It just actually went up. Just went up every year by a point. Not too much because I was making all those efforts. I mean, it didn't like rise drastically because I tried so hard. And I will say that um, I learned a little something from each one of those eating plans. I'm not going to call it a waste. I just don't believe in the Jenny Craig's and I don't believe in prepackaged food that they make for you because you're not learning anything. You're just like living like you're in a prison and someone else is controlling your choices. I mean, what do you learn from that? You don't learn anything. You don't learn how to, prepare healthy food and things like that. At least I will say carbohydrate addicts diet, and I'm not too crazy about the Atkins, but Weight Watchers are teaching you how to eat, prepare, and shop for healthy food. I will say a little thing about Atkins. I think Atkins has been studied that it's effective, but they're finding that the unlimited saturated fat is not the hottest idea. It's just not. Carbs are worse for you than fat, but all things in moderation. I've mentioned that before. That's in the Bible. And not to get all preachy on anybody, but the Bible does have some really practical tips for living. That's what I found. It's really been great. And you can't go wrong in thinking that moderation in all things, of course, things that are healthy. I'm not advocating anyone do crack in moderation. I mean, that's just crazy. You don't have to be crazy, and crazy people will read crazy things into the most sensible things that you say. So when I say moderation in all things, of course, I'm talking about basic, healthy things that you eat. Okay? Now, having said that, I do not eat sugar and gluten in moderation because I am allergic or my body can't handle it. So, no, I don't advocate eating sugar in moderation if you have high blood sugar, because actually I did that. When I was doing the Atkins and the Weight Watchers, I felt as though I was eating sugar in moderation. And it's proven the fact that I did not go into diabetes in 10 years. I mean, my doctor said it's pretty impressive because most people that are diagnosed with prediabetes end up with full blown diabetes in a few years. He said he's pretty impressed that I managed to stave it off for a decade. And that's because of those efforts. So when I look at that and then I look at now where I just completely cut out sugar and gluten, my blood sugar finally went to normal after a decade of the eating sugar in moderation years. Yeah, I got some benefits. I didn't get full-blown diabetes, but I also didn't reverse it. I still had pre-diabetes. I still had high blood sugar. So I would advocate eating in moderation, things like healthy carbs. I'm not going to get the gluten-free bread and eat 10 slices. That's where it's important to have moderation. Or saturated fat. If I want to have a pat of butter on my vegetables, I'm going to have one pat, not five. If I want to sprinkle some salt on my peaches, one of my favorite snacks, it's going to be a very small amount. Um, I'm a big fan of measuring, so I might take a quarter of a teaspoon measure, and that's it. And that's what I mean by eating all things in moderation. You don't want to overeat, and you definitely don't want to overeat anything, much less food that are high in sodium and high in carbs and high in saturated fat because they're not good for you. You don't really have to think about eating celery in moderation because not too many people overeat celery. And I mean, it would be like just naturally difficult because it's got a lot of fiber in it. So, anyway, that's what I have to say for today, what I'm learning on my journey, and that's why I'm sharing this. This is what I wish I could have had. So at the age of 52, I've finally learned enough things the hard way to kind of know what I'm doing and share it with others. But I wish during those 20 years that I was 100 pounds overweight, that I could have found a guide like this. I had a friend at work, this job I had, she lost 120 pounds. And I was just amazed. I mean, it's hard to believe that she was ever overweight because she's so slender and trim and in shape. And one day she brought in pictures because I think I didn't say it. You know, you can't say that to someone, but she could kind of tell I was skeptical. So she brought in pictures and I was like, wow, you did lose a lot of weight. How did you do it? And she was just so vague. I don't know why. She'd say things like, well, I just watched what I ate. And another day I would say, well, what did you eat? Did you do the low carb? Did you do the, high protein? And she just said, well, I just tried to have a sensible diet. I just wanted to shake her. I really did. Because I was like, you found the secret. What is it? And in time, I found that it's not a secret. It's like obvious. And I'm not going to say it's obvious like eat more or eat less and exercise more because that's not the whole picture. Lots of people like me have hormonal issues that are difficult. And if you have prediabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, you probably shouldn't have a diet of chocolate cake in which you eat less. It's not so simple as eat less, move more. It's eat less carbs, eat less fat, eat less food that is not nutritionally dense, and move more. And of all the stuff I've read and all the specialists I've talked to and all the doctors I've seen, I finally get it. A lot of it is psychological. A lot of it is having the psychological strength and mental health to care enough about yourself to make the time to take care of yourself. I mean, I talk to so many women, I don't have time. I don't have time for this. I don't have, but they make time for other things. They certainly make time to watch all the TV they watch and tell me about the shows. And I'm not judging anybody because I was there. It's not a judgment. It's just saying you've got to make time to take care of your health. And it really doesn't take that much time. But people are so stressed and just so overwhelmed that it's like this mantra. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. It's like they've brainwashed themselves to think that. It's really not that difficult. once you have the mindset, I'm going to make it work. And these people that say they don't have time, they seem to find time for a lot of other things. And it's not like they're lying or something. They just don't, like I said, they're so stressed, they don't even stop to think about it. And some of it is depression, anxiety, all the things that we all have to deal with in this day and age. Like me, I take care of my mom, elderly mom. I take care of my autistic daughter, who helps me in a lot of ways as well. And I don't have any other family that live in the area that would be willing to help with that, which is kind of sad, but that's the position that a lot of women find themselves in. We're like squashed in the middle. We got elderly parents we got to take care of, and children who may be disabled or not, or maybe young. And in this journey of taking care of my mom, I have met a surprising amount of people that also take care of their disabled elderly parents. I mean, my mom is not technically disabled, but she's walker dependent, so she's got to use all the ramps and everything like that. And so, nurses, hospital staff, patients, people in the waiting room that come to know of my situation will say, I take care of my mom too. It's really hard, and but it's worth it, isn't it? So many women do it. And I don't want to get too much into that, but so much falls on women. I mean, you know, the roles of men and women have changed over the years. Like, men are now expected to help with diapers and things like that, but women still take the brunt of it. Women now are expected to raise kids, work, have a career, go to college, have an education, take care of their elderly parents, take care of others, neighbors, friends, and men aren't expected to do all that. They just aren't. So women are under a lot of pressure. And I think that's another thing that these videos are about. Sometimes you could feel really alone in that. You feel really like nobody really understands all the stress that you're under, all the pressure you feel. Hopefully, seeing someone else that's dealing with it, because you know, I have the same pressure that other people have, but then I have the added thing of my daughter having Asperger's, and that can be very difficult because she needs a lot of encouragement and a lot of support, and she doesn't drive. And along with that, I will say that there are silver linings to having a child with Asperger's. For me, it taught me to be a better person, because you know that they're watching everything you do and they have the problem with social skills. So I always was very aware of that. And I tried to always model the best social skills I could for her. I've even bought etiquette books, so to make sure I'm doing everything correctly. And that only helped me in my life. That only made me a better person. I just was more conscious of not gossiping, and we're conscious of not being too angry with people when they show their imperfection. So, I don't want to come here and say, oh, poor me, I do. But, there's a lot of benefits too. So let me go over what I ate, because it was a challenging day, because I had a doctor's appointment, and my daughter had a doctor's appointment, and I was like, they were close in time, and I was running around like a crazy person trying to get everybody where they needed to go on time. That was definitely difficult. So I started out at breakfast, having my very usual breakfast of the raw almonds from Trader Joe in the individual serving size package and some water. That was a great breakfast. The raw almonds have a lot more fiber. They take a while to eat. So I really feel like I'm eating something. And I would encourage all of you that want to eat nuts to buy these. And I don't own stock in Trader Joe. It's just a helpful tip, because the raw almonds just take time to eat because they're kind of dry. and you really feel like you're eating something. It's not like, you know, roasted cashews that you just can eat it down real quick. So that's a nice breakfast. It's low in saturated fat, high in protein, and high in fiber. And the water is always good. So then the big scramble came for appointment time, and I knew I didn't have time to eat before that. So my daughter and I, after the last appointment of the day, we went to this little diner, and we both like tuna, and we're both trying to lose weight. So we got the tuna croissant sandwich. You could see the tops laid on the French fries. We didn't have anywhere else to put it. And French fries. And so we each had half. And I didn't eat the bread off mine because thank goodness they put it on lettuce. You just peel the lettuce off and it comes right off. And that's some ketchup for the fries. And, that's a pretty good. I usually get the tuna sandwich places because it's usually served on lettuce. Just peel the lettuce off the bread, and it's protein and it tastes good, and it's a pretty good lunch. And then I got some soup that we were going to split as well. It was potato bacon soup. What they call it, loaded baked potato soup. It had potatoes and cheese and bacon, and it was pretty good, but it was kind of heavy. Even splitting it, it was just heavy. So I brought the rest of that home, and the rest of the potato soup is what I had for my third meal of the day for lunch. So I feel pretty good about how I made a stressful day work and all that running around because I was not proud of the fast food that I ate, even though I took the bun off the hot dog. I mean, it's still like Burger King. I'm still happy they make hot dogs though, because if I have to go there, I love hot dogs. I don't like their meat, their meat patties. Anyway, it was really easy to just, eat out of the bun, the hot dog. It was a chili cheese dog, so that was good. But, I'm not proud of eating that. It's not healthy. It's got a lot of chemicals, a lot of sodium. Um, it's just not good. So I wasn't too proud of that. So I did better today in my running around mode to at least have tuna in the soup. So, okay, I think I'll close for now. It's long enough. It's a little longer than my other videos, but I just wanted to say that about, be gentle with yourself because women have a lot of stress in this day and age, and it's difficult to endure. But, we can do it. We can help each other along the way. Okay, bye bye.